Yes, there's honey in my chamomile tea, and I'm
Don't spill it.
not gonna spill it.
You better not.
'Cause I'm drinking it normally, like a normal person, because I'm having tea normally in bed, because that's how people have tea.
In bed?
Chilling, yeah, I'm just chilling, living it up, drinking some tea.
Is it good?
It's so good.
Is it really?
It's sweet and it's herby and it's yummy.
Drink it.
I'm drinking tea. I like tea. I don't get hot tea anymore.
I'll make you hot tea whenever you want. Hey. Did you hear me?
Yeah. There's hot tea all the time. I can always have hot tea. There's hot tea in my X-Men cup. Yeah.
Look up. You okay?
Yeah.
Is it making you sleepy already?
No. It's tea. It's just doing what tea does. You're filming me.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do something silly.
Don't.
I'm drinking.
Don't spill
drinking
it.
Sleepy tea.
Don't spill
I'm
it.
not gonna spill it.
You're already doing something silly.
Have I spilled it?
No.
Well, there you go. Giant size X-Men, baby. This is when Dr. X or Professor Xavier recruited 7 new X-Men to save the original 5 X-Men from that mutant island monster, because they went there for like a distress call, and then the island
was a mutant.
Yeah, the island was a mutant, and it captured them all.
You told me about that.
And then I guess Jean Grey maybe told them they were captured. I don't really know the specifics, but
wasn't it their first mission together?
Yeah, it was the first. That's why you got all 7 of them, and you see them in Cyclops is on the cup.
Mm-hmm. And Wolverine.
So this is after the fact. No, Wolverine was part of the second team.
Well, who's that then?
That's Wolverine.
Well, you said Wolverine wasn't on there.
No,
he's right there.
No, he's part of the second team.
Oh.
Cyclops is in there.
Oh.
And he's part of the first team. Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler. I feel like that's Cannonball or Sunspot. And that's 5 already, right? No, that's 6. Cannonball, Sunspot, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm. There's one more. I can't think of who it is.
I'm going to take a drink of your tea to see how it tastes.
No.
I've never tasted tea with honey before.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna... Kitty Pryde! It's Kitty Pryde. I can't believe I forgot her. She's just like... It doesn't do shit. Except... There's like one comic book where they really give her a whole like big role, because she doesn't do much in the other comics, because they're like, well, I guess... I mean, we made this character, so we might as well give her something to do. So they make this whole comic book kind of around the power she has. Even though Days of Future Past is supposed to be Kitty Pryde going in the past.
Not Wolverine.
Yeah, it's not Wolverine. It's not... Wolverine was already there. He was already fucking 100 years old. He was already... Let's see, he was like, what, the 1970s? So...
Yeah.
He was already at least...
What, like
120, 130 years old.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because he was born before the Civil War, right?
Yeah, he was born in like the early 1700s.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 1730s.
Yeah.
In Canada.
Canadia.
Which really, Wolverine's origin story is kind of like the Joker's. Like, the Joker has all these crazy origin stories, even though there's, like, solid facts that he used to be Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got dipped in that shit, and then he turned into the Red Hood. Or no, he turned into the Red Hood, and then he got dipped in the shit. Whatever the chemicals. And then he became the Joker, and then Batman got a new Robin, and then Joker hated Batman because he got a new Robin. There's, like, all kinds of origin stories. There's one where the Joker just comes out of fucking nowhere. And there's, like, the first appearance of Wolverine is when he's a Hulk villain. It's like Hulk 38 Earth. It's one of the 30s. It's like 35 through 38. It's one of those. Like 35, 36, 37, 38. It's one of those.
Yeah.
And Wolverine just pops up out of fucking nowhere like Wendigo, which is a different Hulk villain that never appears except for one other comic. And then, and everybody loved it so much because it was like, oh man, this guy's like cool. And then Marvel just ran with it, and they were like, well, what if he was a mutated Wolverine who became a man? And they ran with that for a little while. And then people associated with him more and more throughout. It was just like, well, what if he was a guy who the government turned into like a Wolverine man, and then they got the whole Weapon X and Department K. No, that was Deadpool. Or they got the Weapon X involved. And then after that he went to Japan. And then after that he came back. And I don't know when he joined the X-Men really. There's like a blank spot. But I know after Weapon X he like went crazy and left for Japan. And then he met Mariko. And then he had to fight her cousin, the Silver Samurai, to the death. Which somehow he had armor made out of adamantium. Which obviously means there's like a Japanese Wakandan trade system going since the dawn of time. Because the Silver Samurai's armor's old as fuck. And it's just sort of, they pass it down, and then her cousin gets it, and then he's like immune to Wolverine's claws, and the sword can somehow, it's like the Muramasa sword. Because it can cut through adamantium or something. It's like there's only one sword out there that can kill Wolverine and Sabretooth. And not Deadpool. Because Deadpool can't die. I mean, it would stop his healing factor, but even if you like killed him on Earth, like Lady Death would just send him right back and be like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And just like nullify everything. But there's the Muramasa blade or something. And there's this other wolf guy. He's like Wolverine, but he's got like crazy wolf claws. I don't know if he's got the two claws like Wolverine's son, Daken, which sounds familiarly like the 1980s band, but he has a son.
I didn't know he had a son.
Yeah, he's got a fucking crazy Pantera lead singer mohawk. And he goes by Daken. And he's got like two big blades that are jagged like Predator, like the movie Predator. When he like pops that shit. And it's all jagged and serrated like somebody at like Oneida like carved his fucking nails. And it's just two of them, and Wolverine's got to fight him because somebody brainwashed his son that Wolverine was the bad guy or whatever, and then Wolverine has to kill his son. And it's like Stan Lee sitting in his bedroom, like, how many more compressed shit bricks can I pile on Wolverine until his life is just garbage? And why does he continue? And there's like, it's like the ongoing story of like, why does Wolverine even keep going? He's been alive for 200 fucking years. and everybody in his life dies. And his son dies, even though his son was supposed to be immortal.
There's the kitty cat.
Yay. And then there's this crazy wolf guy who shows up, and I don't even remember what his name is. It's like Lunas or
Arwen, no.
some crazy long gray-haired motherfucker, and he's like a werewolf, but he's got Wolverine powers. It's like Marvel just decided there was a Wolverine guy who was also a werewolf, and he had a sibling, son, or whatever. But it's not Daken. It's not X-23, because that's an abomination of all comic book history. Because X-23 is supposed to be like a lady clone of Wolverine. So that means that there was guys in a lab. And if you remember X-Men 2, the movie, which showed off Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike was just... I don't really even know how that went in the comics. But Lady Deathstrike was supposed to be just some... According to X2, some random Asian lady they just pulled off the street and they were like, how would you like to have the most killer nail polish of all time? And then they gave her saber-tooth nails, which extended like a foot out of her fucking fingers, and they were made of adamantium, which doesn't make any damn sense, because the bone construction part of your body and the keratin part of your body, which makes fingernails, are totally separate. So how they injected adamantium into her keratin, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, she just had like she could, I mean, it was like almost a whole 12 inches of adamantium spiked fingernails in that movie, and she's like sitting there like stabbing Wolverine in the back like he's getting a fucking allergy test, like through the fence, or like whatever chain link fence thing they got in Weapon X facility. And he's just bleeding to death. Well, I mean, not to death, he's Wolverine, but